Why do some people always win while others quit? There are 3 levels to getting stuff done in life, and we have all been there. Today, I'll show you what those levels are, share my story, and help you move up. Welcome back to my channel. As part of my own journey over the last 2 or 3 years, I have spent thousands and thousands of hours inside my own head thinking about how to get stuff done in life and why some people quote unquote win and others just never seem to get there. And what does success really look like? Personally, I can say that I'm not that interested in about Lamborghinis or Ferraris. Those are byproducts. I do this for the love of the game. I honestly want to live my life on my own terms, do the things I enjoy, find my passion, get better, and really find out at the end of the day how good I truly am. So that's a disclaimer in the beginning. So this is not about money or how many supercars I have, but this is about being able to chase those dreams. So if that what I said is true about me personally, being able to live life on my own terms, that means that I'm going through different stages in life. And as I mentioned in my intro, we have all been there, meaning there are 3 levels or 3 stages that we all have to go through in order to get to our final destination or reach our goals, small or big. I want to start by looking at level 1 or stage 1. It's called dreamers. You know those people who talk a lot, but there never really seems to be that much action to back it up. It's all about when I have more money, when I have more time, then I can do that. I can't really leave this bad relationship because of this. Or I can't quit yet because I'm waiting for the next bonus. I can't start that company because this and that. Lots of talk, never really action. And people are waiting for those perfect conditions, that last piece of data or last phone call or round of financing to really support my goal. The key problems, twofold. Number 1, fear. If you're in a bad relationship, fear of being left alone maybe, not finding anybody ever. So maybe it's better to stay in this bad relationship than just being left alone and wondering about what the future might hold. At least now, this situation is predictable. Sounds familiar? Same thing about terrible job. If you have that 9 to 5 that you claim is your perfect work-life balance, but you hate every single hour and you live for the weekends and for that national holiday and your summer vacation, that's no work-life balance. That's a nightmare. That's a disaster. But something is keeping you in that bad job or in that bad relationship. And usually it's fear. And perfectionism, as we already covered. So waiting for that last piece of data, whatever. But we don't really understand that true perfectionists, they always take relentless action. But if you're a procrastinator and you claim that you are a perfectionist and you're waiting for things to happen instead of taking action, then this applies to you. Then the most important part, how to fix it. Overcome fear. I'm a big believer in whatever comes towards you, just face it right away. Tackle it, deal with it. Don't sweep anything under the rug. This has served me really well in life. And also remembering that according to studies, of all the things that we are afraid of in life, that worst case scenario, 93% of all of those fears, they never materialize. And the remaining 7%, they never happen as bad as we originally or initially thought. The deathbed moment is super powerful, at least in my life. What that means is that I picture myself literally being out of time in my deathbed, maybe in a retirement home or somewhere else, and asking myself every time I'm in a tough spot, 50-50 decision, hard decision, easy decision. I ask myself, what does my intuition tell me? Am I going to regret this when I'm out of time? And if I'm really honest, ask myself that question, and then it's just a matter of time when I have to do it. And like I said, the sooner I do it, don't ever sweep anything under the rug and you get stuff done. Fix who you listen to. This is a big one. If you think about if this was a mountain and there were 3 stages like we said, level 1, 2, and 3. At the bottom of the mountain, you want to climb to the top. The people closest to you are those same dreamers, the mountain climbers who want to get to the top. You ask for advice, and those are the people there. None of them have been to the top of that mountain. So it's easy for us to listen to people closest to us, but what we should do is that we should listen to people closest to our goal. And that's super hard because relatives, family members, friends, our partner or spouse, if they haven't been there where we want to go, it's so easy for them to give us feedback. And it's even easier for us to listen to that and fall for that trap. But finding that person who's been there, that mentor, that coach, or somebody close to you who knows what you are talking about is so valuable. Personal story about this. When was I a dreamer? Honestly, of the three, this has been easy for me, but the last one, the big one that happened, I've been very vocal and honest and open about my social media journey. That happened or started 10 months ago to be exact. And I was a dreamer for 6 months. When I realized what I need to do, it took me 6 months of dreaming. Why so long? I don't know if it's long, but to me it felt like an eternity. I don't know. I think the same thing about waiting for perfect conditions really applies to me. I felt that I wasn't ready, I wasn't good enough, I wasn't comfortable enough in front of the camera, my message wasn't strong enough. So all of those things, I was really doubting myself. And then really in this deathbed moment really got me over that hump or over that hurdle, asking myself, is this something I'm gonna regret when I'm 90 or 105 in that retirement home? And the answer was yes, it definitely is. And I was like, okay, then I just have to start. So that really helped me. And coming back to that retirement home example, I guarantee you, if you go to a retirement home close to you today, talk to a bunch of 90-year-olds, I'll guarantee you that none of them tell you that they wish they had less crazy stories to share. Because people, according to studies again, when you ask them, 78% say that I wish I had tried more things, made more mistakes, been more brave when I had more time. We don't regret the mistakes or the things that we did, but it's the things that we didn't do, or the risks, the projects that we never started are the things that we regret. So keeping that in mind. But there's no other way but to overcome that fear. Put the reps in, face that headwind, and keep going. The second stage, or the second group, was an interesting one. It's called the doers who don't finish. These are the people who are eager to start. They have all ideas and they are ready to jump on those opportunities even. But these people, they start but they lose momentum. They suffer from the so-called shiny object syndrome. Because when they realize that the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, and that's the biggest reason why these people never get to their finish line. They struggle with the boring middle. This would be your Olympic marathon run. Think about it. If you look at the spectators, where do they gather? At the start and at the finish line. Why? Nobody's interested in the boring middle. But the reality is that the marathon, the Olympic run, gets decided usually during that boring middle phase, where nobody's really interested in paying attention to that. And that's so true with life overall. If you think about entrepreneurship, everybody's so eager to get started or sell their company and cash in at the end. The same way in that Olympic marathon run. But the true winners in entrepreneurship, those are the people who get decided, and those winners get really selected in the middle during that boring middle phase. Their key problems: need for instant reward, instant feedback, and lack of patience. Story about need for instant reward, topic I have covered on my channel in the past as well. I'll give you an example. Let's say I give you a task to drive your car to Los Angeles, and I'll tell you that there are 10 different freeways that you can choose. All of them will eventually take you to your final destination. There's only one rule though: no phone, no directions, no turn-by-turn instructions, no electronics, nothing, no maps. Just hop on, get in your car, and start driving. No street lights, most of the time it's dark. That's what the boring middle means. You have no idea how far LA is from New York, and you're just supposed to keep driving. And somebody told you in the beginning, yeah, if you keep doing this, this is your winning action, so keep driving, so move forward. Eventually you'll get there. What happens after day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I don't know. You have to eat, you have to stop for gas, you have to sleep somewhere. And at all times, there are these exits, these shiny objects on left and right, telling you to stop. Hey, well, why don't you take another route instead of this one? And many people are so tempted. But the ones who stay on that road and just keep driving eventually will reach Los Angeles, their final destination. This is what the boring middle really looks like. So how to fix it, keys to success or tools: one thing at a time, which is the same as focus. You can't be a 10 out of 10 person in 5 different areas of life. You have to pick one and get really good at it. Disconnect yourself from the outcome. This is the exact same thing as looking at what everybody else is doing, paying attention to those exits left and right, and just staying on that dark freeway. No street lights, no road signs, no turn-by-turn instructions as far as how to get there. That's what it really means. You keep your head down, focus on one day at a time, and trusting that eventually you'll get there. And why is it so hard? Because of this. We are so used to this instant feedback mechanism and loop. We need somebody to pat us on the back all the time. Tell us how good of a job we are doing, and yeah, you're going in the right direction, keep going. No, the next one left, the next one right. No, only 10 more miles. That's the thing that's missing during that marathon run and during entrepreneurship. That's the difference maker. So solution or fix number 1 was focus. Fix number 2 is really making sure that you disconnect yourself from the outcome and look at things one day at a time. Our last group of people, the stage 3, these finishers, the people who get stuff done consistently. What's common between these top 1 to 5% of all the high achievers? There are 3 things that come up. They have their big motivation, their big why. Number 2, they have a lot of confidence. They believe in themselves. They even have this so-called superiority complex that they were meant to do big things in life. And number 3, delayed gratification. They don't need that instant reward or that instant feedback. These are the people who consistently can deliver results, and they can live their life on their own terms by knowing first what they want and being able to get there regardless of all the obstacles that we all have to face. Let's summarize in the end and put some own skin in the game to make this real. The dreamers, what was common between these people? Lots of talk, no action. How do you overcome that fear? You take action, relentless action. Anything works better than nothing in the beginning, and you face those fears. Number 2, people who start but don't finish. No shiny object syndrome. Learn how to deal with that hard journey without any gratification, no instant feedback, no instant reward. What about the finishers? 3 things: big why, lots of confidence, and ability to delay that gratification. What about personally, real talk? I already mentioned about the dreamer part. I was a dreamer for half a year before I started on social media. And the reasons why I didn't start, I was afraid of the criticism I was about to get. Was I competent enough? What about my message? How do I look in front of a camera? All these silly things that we just need to overcome. What about stage number 2? Have I ever been a doer who doesn't finish? Not really, to be perfectly honest. You know what I have suffered from? I've had really hard time knowing when to push and when to pivot. Meaning it's so natural for me to keep going. I can put my head down, I can disconnect my thoughts from everything, all those shiny objects around me. But my problem is that I have been way too stubborn, especially in relationships in the past. I failed to recognize when something cannot be fixed because I was so naive in the beginning, thinking that I can fix pretty much everything and anything in life if I just work hard enough, which is not the case. Sometimes you need to take a second look at the situation and understand that, hey, maybe I'm better off pivoting. And that was one of the lessons as well when I pivoted 10 months ago, when I pivoted my journey and started this new business. And I was like, okay, enough of being stubborn. If certain things don't work or I don't enjoy them really that much, life is too short for me to do things that I don't fully love. It's all about love for the game. The finishers, okay? Personal story. 3 things in life that I'm truly passionate about: family, my business, and my training, okay? What about these 3? If this is a starting point and this is the finish line, where am I? As far as timing goes, maybe I'm halfway there, maybe I'm not even halfway there as far as how much time I have left. But with my family, with my kids, they're both at the age where they're about to, well, if not already now, at least relatively soon about to move out. So maybe my time as an active parent is somewhere here, 3/4 of the way. Obviously this journey never really ends, so there's really no end point. But my role as an active father, stay at home or be with them, live in the same household type of a father, those days are limited for sure. my role is going to be different in the future. But what I do when it comes to all three is that I'm very good at moving the goalposts. Even if the original goalpost was here, when I'm close to it, I just simply erase the old one and put it there. As far as business and training goes, those journeys will never end. I'll probably always consider myself to be halfway there. It's a good and a bad thing when it comes to my personality. Being able to push, but understanding that it's okay to celebrate those little wins. That's my challenge. And that's what I need to work on a daily basis. What about you guys? Of the 3 stages here that we introduced, which stage are you in? Or are there stories you want to share? Drop it in the comments below. I would love to hear back from you. That's all I had today. Again, thank you for your time. I know it's your most valuable resource, and I highly appreciate all the comments and all the feedback I get from you and your attention towards these videos as well. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again next time.